Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Tramama
Tramama
House. I love music. And when I think of our childhood, I think a lot about music because, we use that as a way to just find the beauty in life and just endure whatever season we were in. So I want to talk about that. Music to this day is still so precious and dear to me. And I love music because I feel like it's a way you can connect with almost everyone, right? It's so beautiful. And I always say you don't got to like the same genres, but the way you can connect over the impact of music, like that's just so beautiful. Like everyone has a story to share. So tell me, like when you think about certain seasons of your life, like what kinds of music or what kind of specific songs did you remember that, like brought you through those hard times or happy times?
Okay, so it has been so long since I've thought about this thing in particular, but in like 2015, my boyfriend at the time bought me the Pink Print album. Do you remember that? I used to listen to that in my Camry.
Yes, me, you, and our cousin.
Yes, like I loved that album. It's ironic because he had bought me that album and I used to drive him around in my car, passenger prince. And I ended up leaving him because that album like inspired me in so many ways. And I want to say, I think it was Pills and Potions. Okay, and like it doesn't matter like where I stand with my views on Nicki Minaj or whatever right now, but it was like at that time that album was like so powerful to me. Like the music video, like the part where she goes like, people will love you and support you when it's beneficial or whatever, however she goes.
That's how she said it.
And I was just like, or when she's talking about like swearing on the Bible, how does that song go?
Yeah, they be swearing on the Bible that they love you, but really they know different from all your rivals.
Period. Okay. I made her listen to the song too, like it was on repeat.
I posted it as a caption on Facebook.
Period. And that was like my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, wait, why are you like the worst person in my life? You are terrible to me. Like, and I just thought it was so ironic. Like, you bought me this CD, and in this CD, it empowered me to leave you. And so I just feel like that led me through like a really dark season.
I'm so proud of you for leaving.
You booed me too.
And I'm so glad that, even through Nicki Minaj and her music, like, that's what she intends to do, I'm sure, through music, is to inspire. And I love that, like, you took what you needed from her music and you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this really hard decision. Because it's not easy to leave unhealthy relationships, especially abusive ones.
It was tough, and it's not like in this song she was like, leave him. It was, I was just like listening, and I'm seeing her situation of what she's describing. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for people I care about. And so I felt like it was clear for me. But how about yourself? What kind of songs, albums, artists?
There are so many like seasons of life I could think of, but one that I've been thinking of lately, I was doing makeup the other day and I was watching The Masked Singer. In 2021, I was so depressed. Like I had just graduated from college with my master's, and I had moved back home because I needed to find a job, and I was going through so much. I was one of the lowest points in my life, and you have been so good to me. Like you were there. You were advocating for me, my roommate at the time, because we had some crazy apartment situation dealing with a stalker. And then also like that's when I had officially left my ex too. So I was just going through it. And I remember just like, it was a summertime. And there was really nothing much to do just besides having to look for jobs and stuff and just wait. And I remember I would like be on YouTube and I'd be watching videos, and there's this clip of the son singing When the Party's Over on The Masked Singer. And she sang it in such a very like emotional, heartfelt way where it like just brought you to tears. I think all the judges cried during that performance, and she won. She won that season. I didn't know that, but I watched that video and I was so touched. I felt like sometimes, like I struggle with words. I'm not great at communicating like you.
Think you're very good.
I struggle with it. And so sometimes like I just cry to God, and that's my way of communicating. And that song just allowed me to express myself in ways that my words couldn't. So just like listening to her, I would just have her on repeat. I'm gonna expose who the son was. So yeah, she was Leanne Rimes. I never heard of her, but she's very gifted, very famous. Billie Eilish sings it, but like Leanne sang it in such a beautiful way. I'm gonna have to show you, and maybe we can also link it in the bio below because it's so beautiful, and that brought me through summer of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I think sometimes you do such a good job at like concealing that you're going through a tough time that like I didn't realize it.
It was really
Sorry,
rough.
Lou.
I'd be in bed like all day.
Really?
Yep. And you were going through it too. We was both going through it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we weren't alone though. Like
So,
we could both just go through it together.
Sometimes like it's easier to advocate for someone else than for yourself. So like, yeah, I'm glad to have been there for you. I mean, things
Yeah, it
didn't
was
go as
rough.
planned anyway with that, but I'm glad that you're in a better position now.
Yep. But I want to kind of talk about high school. I remember like being a little girl, like you look up to your big sister. I remember she would always play songs. And yeah, like you would always listen to 15 by Taylor Swift. And I've always been sort of goofy. So I'd be like, because when you're 16, and because she was 16 at
She
the
would
time.
just keep changing the ages. I got older.
Yeah. But yeah, you would listen to that and I'd be so sad for you, especially when you listen to Fearless by Kobe Calais. Like,
Bro,
oh my gosh.
that song still makes me sad.
Remember? I think, was it Mother's Day?
And you were playing it?
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
this song is for when? And I was just, sometimes I'm just goofy and I like to dedicate songs to people. And then
I like it.
and then I started singing it, and then she was just chilling on the couch listening to me play and sing it on the piano, and then I started crying. Like music hits me in like a very different way. I love it so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, you always listen to that song. Do you like recall why?
Oh yeah, because I was with a guy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Like, okay, sometimes it makes me cringe. I'm like, I was with a guy at the time.
You were young. You were a little teenager.
I know. I be talking about like these guys, but it was just like two. I had two boyfriends and then I had a husband.
Oh, you scared me. I thought you meant you were dating two at the time. Like you were.
No, not at the same time. But this is like my very first boyfriend ever, and I was like going through like relationship problems for like the first time ever.
Yeah.
And like, I just had to come to a place where I had to make a very difficult decision. Like I had found out, oh, is this a good time to talk about like when I had found out that like he had cheated on me.
You can talk about that.
So he had like cheated on me and he wasn't like honest with me. And I had like found out that like he was unloyal and then he was being dishonest. And so I was like just like so sad. But after the sadness, when you're angry, you become a different monster.
Yeah.
And so, do you want to tell them, okay, what, like, the
What happened?
conversation? Yeah.
I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember, I think it was like I don't know what it was, but we was all chilling and we had like a home phone and it was like ringing or whatever. And so she picked it up and all I remember hearing was, nope, I'm done with you. And basically she played him. Well, she didn't play him. She was hurt. And so you were really like cold to him on the phone.
Because usually I would cry.
So you pretended everything was okay and then you officially ended things. I was like, whoa, she's a bad bitch. Like, I was like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Like, yeah, you were done. When she's done, she's done. So
Yeah.
do not play with her.
Well, because I wanted to see if things had changed, if he was going to be remorseful and change. Nope.
He didn't.
So it's like, why are you calling me for?
Yeah.
Don't even bother calling me.
Yep, she was over it. And that's the moment I thought, wow, she is so bad in a good way. Like, damn, she really did that.
Like, it
That
was
was
the
inspiring.
dishonesty that got me.
Yeah,
It's like, boy,
you
I already
can't do
know what you
that.
did. Just tell me. Why are you lying to me? Lying to me is crazy because I'm a words of affirmation girl, and you lying to me, that's betrayal. So, anyway, anything to add to that in particular? I know we talked about me and my song Fearless. That is my song by Kobe Calais. Listen to
Yeah.
it if you need a song to be
That
sad
stuff
to.
is so sad.
It is such a sad
I
song.
remember though being like 4 or 5 and mom and dad always played songs in the car. We'd have that big old van and we'd be driving place to place with all of us kids in that car.
All 18 of us.
Sitting on each
fell.
other and stuff because we didn't all fit. But yeah, I remember they would play like Nyasu. He's a Christian home singer. And then they'd also play Song, which was our dad's favorite Christian home singer. And I remember listening to it like that brought me peace because it felt like it gave me hope.
It's nostalgic.
Like, yes, it was like an escape from what we experienced as like kids. So on the way back from wherever we were back to home, I remember it'd be like dark and I'd just be like so focused on the music. And that was healing for me. Well, yeah, they have a special place in my heart just because, you know, we listen to them so much and, yeah.
Yeah, that's nostalgic to think about. Like,
Very.
brings me back to when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that van too. Like, okay, see, music, it takes me back. Takes me back to a certain place, a certain time.
Yeah.
And so, like, you talking about that, I'm imagining, like, oh, I remember sitting there, like, packed van. It was probably hot, so many of us. But it was, like, completely quiet, but music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Takes you back for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were very special times.
Those are some of the calm moments that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And it included music, right? Like, that was when things were...
Yeah. I know in 2022 when you were very depressed and I was coming out of my depression, we would listen to Yasmi's songs a lot. Share the one that you like.
Oh, my favorite song by Yasmi is Juplin Boshua. And it pretty much is talking about how, like, oh, we don't love him anymore. Like, she's like, her spirit is talking to her, like, we don't love him anymore. And it's I really felt that. Like, that song was me leaving my marriage. It's like, oh, wait, I'm here, but we don't love him anymore. And I gotta let this man go. She killed it. The lyrics are amazing.
Yeah. And wasn't there like a lot of symbolism too in her music video?
Yes.
Like,
Oh my gosh. So like in the music video, like they stop by like this beautiful like flower bush or whatever, and like he pulls out a flower and he puts in her hair, and like they're having all these relationship things. And at the end of the music video, it's her picking out a flower and she puts in her own hair.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so beautiful. I feel like that's where I'm at right now.
Aww.
And I'm gonna go listen to that song again after this.
Yeah.
It's such a good song.
And we'll link it in the bio too.
We will. Like, yeah,
we want you to hear it too.
You go, girl. You killed it with that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I know we've been on like a Yasmi, binge lately. Is there a song in particular of hers?
During that time, we listened to what was it called again?
Tadala.
Yeah, Tadala.
Yeah.
And during that time, it's kind of funny because I think my ex was. Oh, that's like a little bit after my ex kept on trying to like get back with me, but I was over. I was done. It was so exhausting because it's just like, come on, dude. I gave you 8 years. Clearly it didn't work out. Please stop and just leave me alone. And I think, eventually he finally did. So, yeah, and I just felt like that song I resonate a lot with it.
Tell the people what Tadala means. I don't think we told them.
Yeah, I don't think so. So basically, she was just like, don't come back. That's literally what it
translates it to. Yeah.
It translates to. But yeah, I mean, you feel free to add more.
Well, yeah, when I asked you that, I realized I never explained what Juplin Boshua means, and it's just pretty much just talking about like a dreaming soul. It's like the soul is dreaming. Yeah. That's not reality anymore. So.
Wow.
Beautiful lyrics. I love them home. Okay. I don't know if y'all know, I'm a little bit of a fob myself. Like, I love home music.
I love it.
I just love our language because I feel like it's so poetic. It's so romantic. It's also like very koshia, and like it just, I don't know. I'm so home, y'all. Like, I feel the emotions that like they're singing about. It just, I act like I was born back in the motherland. I picture the mountains and the birds chirping.
She be saying shit like, oi.
Well,
Oyama, lundue.
not all that.
But she be saying, oi.
Like, oi. Like, oi. I don't know. I just do, y'all. Like,
it's so cute. Nothing bad about saying, oi. No, but she be saying in like the cutest, like,
oh my
oi,
gosh.
the lungo way. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, y'all.
Yeah, it's real cute. Kind of sexy.
Please don't. You're gonna have these guys in my DMs like, I heard that you like
ก็ปุญญาท่าจ้อ
ก็เนี่ยเธอก็จีน่าได้จีเอ
ก็ชงโกโลลี
กูเนี่ยถ้าพอใคร she literally told me she ain't home chicken.
Yeah, that stuff is good.
Okay, so I remember when I was like going through a tough time, like 2017, when I was like coming open about my story about like domestic violence and stuff, and like I was like so discouraged. I was like having a really tough time, and like you quoted a line from a song that I love, which is "Read All About It."
Oh,
But I don't want to say her name wrong, but is her name Emily Sandé?
I don't remember.
Search it up. We'll link that in the bio as well. And you quoted for me like you got the words to change a nation, but you're biting your tongue. And I was like, oh my gosh. And that was like so encouraging
I don't
to me.
remember sharing that with you, but that
Yeah.
sounds like me because I did listen to that song.
Yeah, that was like so encouraging to me. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Aww.
Like, even if things don't change a nation, like I wanted to change me, and it changed me because I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I needed that, I needed this. So like music has the power to like ignite like this passion inside of you or whatever it is. Sometimes I need music to like set my sadness, like to set the tone for my sadness or my anger.
I agree.
But I also sometimes, okay, I know I'm rambling, but also I love listening to love songs because I can't wait to be in love.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah, setting that mood and makes you excited to be in love.
Do you have a favorite love song?
Honestly, I'm in the season of life where I'm like, I think I used to plan on my whole wedding and everything up until a few years ago, and I'm like, I'm not doing that no more.
You did a lot.
Not that I don't want marriage, I still do, but I think I'm just like decentering men and just focusing on myself. Not to say that wanting or like, you know, dreaming of that and wanting that marriage is like bad. It's definitely not. I'm just like, man, I've had my fair share of heartbrokenness and I just want to just be. So
Dang.
I don't know,
I
but
love where you're at though.
love songs that make me happy, I guess one of them is Fearless by Taylor Swift. She actually wrote that because that's her dream date that she never had.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So she talks about like, you know, she sees the rain on the pavement and like he opens the door and like pulls her in for a kiss. And yeah, I love things like that because I'm like, that reminds me, like, I want someone who's spontaneous and takes action and does sweet fun things.
She's such a hopeful romantic.
She is.
I'm happy for her.
She's been famous for so long, and you know, we've heard of her stories and her relationships and what she's gone through, and to see her in love now after that big old heartbreak, because she was with the other dude for like 6 years. And so
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness.
That Joe dude. But now
Joe who?
Joe L.
Joe Mama?
Win or
No, I'm just
something. Yeah, I just love seeing her happy. But yeah, I love Fearless. I've always loved All My Life. I've always loved
classic.
Don't Want to Miss a Thing. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. I love that song so much.
Remember we used to sing that on karaoke?
We did. I felt sad because I dedicated that song to an ex, but I'm like, I take that back. Can I take that back and then actually dedicate it to just myself? And
I thought you were gonna dedicate it to your next lover.
Ew. I know someone who did that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that at another time.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about my love song.
All right. Yes. What love songs do you love?
Okay, so if you're watching this, you probably have watched, I hope you watched our other videos. So you probably know by now that I love words. I love words of affirmation. And one of my favorite love songs ever is Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. Oh my gosh, I love the part where he's talking about like, let's have conversations in the dark. World is sleeping, but I'm awake. World is sleeping, but I'm awake with you. I love that part because it's like, it's free to have a conversation, but like, I just love that song so much. I think it's so powerful. He killed it. Yes.
I often think of like songs that just bring me peace in general. Oftentimes it's like Christian songs. They bring me peace. Or instrumental songs like violin, like stringed instruments, piano, instrumentals. Like they bring me so much peace. Like sometimes when I struggle falling asleep, I just play that and like set my sleep timer and I knock out. But yeah, it gives me a different peace that like other songs just don't give. And I love it. Like specifically in 2022, I was struggling a lot. I kept failing this one exam and
it
just
was a hard exam.
Dealing with a lot in that summer. And I remember coming across a song called The God Who Sees. Oh my gosh, he basically talks about so many women in the Bible who were struggling and going through the wilderness, but God saw each and every one of them. And I was like, wow, it often made me reflect, because if you know me, like the more recent me, for so long, I think up until age 24, like my life, it was sad. Like I just felt so depressed. But things have changed since, and that song is kind of like a reflection of my life. Like, man, all of that, like I never thought it'd get better. Literally felt like those first 24 years of my life was a wilderness. But God saw every single thing, even if I didn't say it. So yeah, that song just gave me so much hope. And then in that year too, I love the song. It's called You Satisfy My Soul. That is a good song. Talks about God and how like that really resonated with me, because I felt like for so long I searched for other things or people to fill me, and no one ever did. And I realized, oh, I'm already complete with God's love and with myself. So God satisfies me. Nothing else does. No thing, no people, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that you talked about peace. You know, we're talking about how music like really sets the tone of where we are in our current phase of life, and I love that you're talking about how it brings you peace. Like while you were talking about that, it made me think about like some songs that bring me peace, and one of them is a Christian worship song. It's "So Will I."
Oh yes,
I love that
that's a good
song. I especially love the part where it says, well, who was the song by? Is it Elevation? Hillsong. Okay. The part where it says, "If the rocks cry out in silence, so will I." I love that, because y'all know I love nature. And so like just moving on from that, I love Colors of the Wind. Like it is such a good song. Like
it's beautiful.
it's such a beautiful song, and when I'm out in nature and I'm on my walks, having that song on, I just feel like I'm just a Disney princess living my forest life.
Yeah.
But it just makes me feel really connected with my environment, with nature, with the trees.
Oh, I love that.
Everyone around me. So yeah.
Wow. Music is so powerful.
It is.
I also love Good Days by SZA.
That's
I love SZA. I feel like this year I've listened to SZA the most, and she got some things to say, and a lot of words of wisdom in her music and her songs. Some of them be funny.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, Good Days. It's beautiful. It makes me feel like this. Yeah, I like it. Anything you want to add about how music has impacted you in your life?
Sometimes it's good as just background noise for me while I journal or read. Like if you have ADHD or you have a hard time reading or focusing on reading, I really say that music helps to set the tone of reading or journaling. Like I used to struggle with reading, but when I would play like instrumentals, that really helped me to read. So yeah, that's what I would say. That's a tip that I would give to people who want to pick up reading, but they don't exactly know where to start.
I like that. Thanks for sharing. We love music, and I'm sure music has also impacted you in very beautiful ways. So please tell us, like, share with us what songs or music has impacted you in your life in whatever seasons. We would love to hear it. Music is so powerful, so beautiful, and so impactful. Thank you so much for tuning in with us, and we will see you next time.
See ya.